I know I look a mess this morning. It's been a kind of hectic around here. I have lost my phone holder. I know that it's somewhere in this house, but I cannot find it. So I've got this phone rigged up the best way I can do it. I think I'm gonna roll this up, put behind it, because we're gonna make a beef stew, y'all. Hey, we're gonna cook this morning, whether we can find the phone holder or not. Well, this isn't working. Let me see if I can do it. We just have to do like this. I don't know what to do. I've already washed my meat. Let me show it to you. This is a big beef roast, and I saved the ticket because I know y'all always want to know that. And I paid $16.46 for it. It was $5.38 a pound. But here's what you need to know. You know, just because you paid a lot for that meat, you got to remember that I'm going to make a beef stew. So, because of that, it's not going to cost much because I'm going to make a huge pot. And so it's going to feed a lot of people. So we've got to remember that. So here's my beef stew. I've got my knife ready. I'm kind of sort of organized this morning. Best I can be. And I'm going to sharpen this knife just a time or two. You know how I do it, throw like that. Because you have got to have a really sharp knife to cut this beef. Now this one is a boneless chuck roast. That's what kind it is, a boneless chuck roast. I like a chuck roast for beef stew. Now you can get the beef already cut up. I just never do. And I don't know why I don't. I think it's a little bit higher per pound like that. And I like to just cut my own. So the way I do it is I'm going to cut it in cubes like this. Just, you know, kind of like that. And I've got my water on over here. Now the first thing you put on is your beef. Because you want all that good broth to come out in there. And I'm going to put the fat in it too, because the fat's where the flavor is, all right? And I don't know how this video is going to turn out today since I can't find my holder. I really miss that thing. It is in this house, though. I do know that. And I looked for it for about 10 minutes, and I said, I've got to cook lunch. I can't look for that thing anymore. So here's the size you're going to be cutting it in, see? Just little bite-sized chunks. And I've got my pork boiler over here. It's a big one. And I'm going to put this in, and I'm going to start letting it get tender. Now, the things that are going to go in our beef stew today are carrots, onions, and potatoes, and tomatoes. And I'm going to show you that in just a minute. The hardest thing to cook today, as far as getting it tender, are the carrots. So I'm going to put those in kind of like first. After the meat starts really cooking a while, I'll probably cook this about an hour or something like that till the broth is tasted good. I'm going to go ahead and put my salt and pepper in there, and I'll probably put a little garlic powder in there, and I don't know what else. We'll talk about that later. But anyway, then I'm going to put in my carrots. And after my carrots, I'm going to put in my onions, because I don't want them to cook to pieces in there. I've got 3 huge onions out. That really makes the flavor good in your beef stew. And everybody will love it. And I like it with cornbread, and I like it with crackers. So either one you want to do this morning will be fine. I got this at the Piggly Wiggly yesterday. They had another really great buy, in case y'all are close enough to my Piggly Wiggly that you can buy it. It was the center cut pork chops. And I did get some, and I'm going to cook them for y'all, but it was a really good, a super buy. It was $1 and something a pound. It wasn't much. And they were really pretty. So, I'll show you that whenever I cook it. It's probably day after tomorrow, because this is going to last 2 days. So I probably won't cook it till then. Anyway, if y'all get a chance today, go to my Instagram page. I've got an Instagram page that I'm doing other stuff on. And y'all sign up to follow that, and that'll be a great thing. It's under Cooking with Brenda Gantt. It's all one whole line. And then also, I wanted to remind you today that since it's Sunday, and if you don't have a church to go to, you can listen online with me. That's what I'm going to be doing today. And you can go to Bethany, Andalusia. And when you get there, it's at 10:45 our time is what time it'll be done. You can look at it on Facebook, or you can go to YouTube. It's on both of those. See, this doesn't take long if you got your good sharp knife to cut it up. And you get a lot in here. Because I'm going to put the whole roast in there. Little chuck roast. It'll be good, good, good. Anyway, I thought that I slept really good last night. Because when I went to sleep, I never woke up till this morning. I actually slept late this morning. It was almost 6 o'clock when I woke up. That's really late for me. And I sleep with a sleep apnea machine, if y'all know what that is. My husband did too. We're snorers around here, so I sleep with that, and it just makes me sleep so good. I'm telling you, it's a great thing. We just got a lot of meat we're going to put in today. All right, I'm just about through with my meat. I'll turn y'all off for a while, and then because the video will probably be too long if I show you every little thing, but I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I've got all the meat in the pot. It's boiling. And I'm fixing to add 2 cans. Now, these are those big cans. This is a 1 pound, 12 ounce can of your petite diced tomatoes, okay? And that goes in next. Because you want all that good tomato to cook up in there real good. There's no flavoring in this thing. It's just petite diced tomatoes. And I also have not salted my stew yet. I'll do it in a little bit. There's one. And we're going to do another one. Because we want plenty of good tomatoes in there. That makes it taste super good. These are good ingredients going in today. Alright, let me get over here. Y'all come with me. Remember, I can't find the stand today, so this is going to be crazy, but we're going to do it. We're going to do it some which way. Here's my pot. Do y'all ever do this? I put that meat in another pot that I thought was going to be big enough. It started boiling, and I realized I don't have room to put all my stuff in it. So I went and got my big pot. See that big pot? That's it. All right, and it's boiling down in there, and I'm going to put this tomatoes in it. So put 2 cans of tomatoes in there, of your petite diced tomatoes. You know, the first video I probably ever did, I was holding my phone, walking around like this with it, and y'all thought I was nuts, and I still am. But we're going to get it set back up. All right, the next thing we're going to put in is our carrots. And so I bought a whole bag of the carrots. I don't know what kind they are, carrots to carrots. But anyway, I bought a whole bag of these. And I'm going to get my carrot scraper, and I'm going to scrape them real good and cut them up into circles in a little while. And I'm going to throw them in, okay? So there's my carrots. All right, let me find my carrot scraper, and I'll be right back. Okay, we've got our carrots ready. Here they are. And I've got my carrot scraper. And I'm going to just scrape these carrots. This is just to get a little bit of that peeling part off. Sometimes that's kind of dry. So you just want to scrape them. Throw it back in your sink because we're going to wash these carrots. And then we're going to cut them in circles. And we're going to put them in our stew. My mama used to make this beef stew a lot in the winter time. We'd come home from school, and she would have a huge pot. And that's all we had now. When we had beef stew, we just had beef stew. Most of the time, Mama served crackers with hers. Sometimes she might fix some cornbread. But most of the time, it was crackers we had with ours. I like anything with mine. I love it. Some men, you know, a man's kind of like a meat and potato man, you know. They really are. Most men like meat and potatoes. That's what they like. So they'll dip down in the stew with a spoon with holes in it, so all the juice will fall back down into the stew. But I am just the opposite. I love the broth that is in a beef stew. It's so good to me. Okay, we're about done with this. We don't like too much more. And we're going to wash them, and then we're going to cut them up in circles, which is easy to do. I guess you could get those little baby carrots and put in there, but I don't like to do that. I like the big ones. I know you see my dirty dishes over there. I have not washed dishes this morning. I had 2 guests at the Cottle house, so I spent all morning cooking for them. And so I hadn't washed my breakfast dishes yet. And I'm not going to wash them until I get this stew on. And while it's cooking and getting tender, then I'll wash the dishes. And I may make my bed if I get to it. I just hopped right out of it this morning. Bank spent the night with me last night, and so she was in there when I left, and she didn't get up, so I just left her there. She had a little ballet performance that I went to last night, and it was precious. They just pranced around and did their little dancing, and I enjoyed that. You know, life's great. You know, people who say they ain't got anything to do, you have to get out and do it. There's things to do, right? All you do now is just rinse your carrots off real good. We're going to cut the ends off of them and then cut them in circles and throw them in our stew. All right, put them over here. And y'all come over here on this side with me. I'm telling you, aren't we scooting around this morning here in Big Mom's kitchen? I'm glad y'all tuned in to Cooking with Brenda Gantt this morning. Let me get my chopping knife. And here it is. I like to chop with this one. It does real good. So you just want to cut the end off of this, cut the end off like that, and then just chop it. They don't have to be perfect. Just cut you some circles like this, and I'm fixing to put them in. Just cut the ends off. Okay. Ooh, that was tough. I like to just peel a carrot and get me a little ranch dressing and put in a bowl. And dip my carrot down in the bowl like a dip and eat it. I don't know if y'all have ever done that before, but I like them like that. And it's so healthy to eat like that. Okay, let me finish cutting these up. I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, here's my last carrot. It didn't take long. It surely didn't. So we're just cutting up this last carrot here. And we will be ready to put this in our bit of old stew. And it is going to be fine. I don't know how many potatoes I'm going to put in it. Quite a few. Now you can freeze this, but you cannot freeze potatoes in it. They get kind of mealy and they're just not good. But what you can do is after we eat this today, if you didn't want to eat it tomorrow, there's one too big, you could just dip the potatoes out and eat those separate and freeze the rest of it. The carrots freeze, tomatoes, meat, everything freezes. And the juice, but not the potatoes. They won't be good. And so when you get it out, after you've done that, you can do something else. All right, we got our carrots in our pot. Now we're going to do 3 big onions. And if it doesn't look like enough, I'm going to get out another onion. So when on my onions, I just cut the ends of it off like this. The 2 ends. Cut it in half. And then I peel this part off. I'm going to cut it in little cubes. I'll show you one, and then I'll turn the camera off, because you don't need to see me cut the others. But anyway, I just do like this. And then I hold it and cut a little bit the other way. And you don't want it too little. You want it just kind of chunky, but not too little. You want them to be able to see the onion when you're trying to eat it. And you people out there that say you don't like onions, well, you've eaten a lot of things with onions in it, and you just didn't even know it. Because it's flavor, flavor, flavor. So I just hold them together like that and then do the other way. And then I've got it. Okay. There's one onion, and I'm going to cut up 2 more. And I'm fixing to put this in, too. We've got our onions cut up. We've got a chuck roast, and I recommend a chuck roast for beef stew. It's just really good. It's got a lot of fat in it, and it makes it flavor good. 2 big cans of your petite diced tomatoes, the onions, and now I'm going to add some salt and pepper in it. And I'm not going to put too much because I'm going to taste it. And then I'm going to add a little black pepper. Now, people, y'all have got to taste your soup because you may need some other things in it. Now, fix to get out. Okay, let's put our potatoes in our beef stew. I'm just using these, it's like a red potato. I don't know if y'all can see that. That's what it's like. It's already sprouting at the top. So, I think I'm going to use, let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We'll put 11 in there and see how that's going to work. And all you're going to do, I'm not going to put these in till the last, because they're not going to take long to cook at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel them, and then I'm going to cut them up and put them in this bowl right here. And I'm going to put some water over them to keep them from turning dark. And that's what I'm going to do. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them in half. And then cut them in half again. And then I'm just going to cut them in 4. Little pieces like that. See? It's quick. Quick, quick, quick. I'll tell y'all, I think I already told y'all that story. I got so many stories to tell about potato farmers. When I was teaching in school, I'd always let the children in my class, they would always bring a sweet potato to school. And when they brought the sweet potato to school, we would put some toothpicks in it and put it in a jar of water and let the potato grow in there, and it made the prettiest plant up above it. And they always liked to see their potato, and we'd try to do it. Then they'd take their little potato home, and it looked pretty for a long time. It'll grow in that water. You just put half of it in the water and half of it above the water, and the roots grow down, and the little other part just grows up. I have just put, I know y'all know all this that I'm telling you, but I'm going to tell it anyway. If there's only one person out there that doesn't know it, then it's worth me telling. Those things right there, where you see a dark spot, like right there, that little, I don't know if you can see it or not. Come over here and let me show you. You see this potato, those little dark spots on it like that, or right there's one. Let me find another potato so you can see it a little better. There's one. See that thing on it? That's called an eye, the eye of the potato. There's some more on there. And everywhere there's an eye, that's where the plant grows. So what the farmer does is he cuts up the potato into cubes. He doesn't peel it, he just cuts it up. And every cube that has an eye in it is going to grow a potato plant. You just put that in the ground. If there's some little children watching today, they may need to know that. I've heard that a lot of kids are watching my videos. So children, you can cut your potato up and make sure there's an eye in every square that you cut. go plant it in the yard. And then when the potato plant dies, and it's been in there a long time, get you a shovel and dig that plant up. And you're going to have potatoes under there. Some people plant them in a pot. They'll plant potatoes in a pot. So that's a good thing. You can grow you some potatoes. I never do grow mine. I just buy them in the grocery store. But you know, you'd be surprised now, parents, how many children don't know how to grow a potato, and they don't know what the eye of the potato is either. So y'all need to be telling them. Teach as you go. Don't assume that any child knows that, because they may or they may not. This one's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 eyes on it. So you could have 7 plants out of this one potato. In a sweet potato, you buy the little shoots. I don't know how you would do a sweet potato. I guess you could cut it up too. I don't know. But you just buy those little, they call them little shoots. Okay, I'm gonna turn this off a while I do the rest of them, and I'll get back with you in a minute. Okay, I'm finished doing the potatoes, and they didn't look like enough, so I cut up 2 more, so that made 13 in all. Now I'm going to just cover them with water so they won't turn dark. That keeps the air off of them. And when the carrots get pretty much tender, then I'm going to throw in these potatoes, not with the water, but I'm just going to cover them with water and let them sit here until it's time to throw those in. And in the meantime, I'm going to go over there and taste it and see if I need more salt and pepper and that kind of thing. The potato will absorb a lot of the salt. And then I'm going to see if I need to put anything else in there for flavor. Okay, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, now it's time to taste it. So what I'm going to do is put this big spoon down in there. And I'm going to get just a little bit. I don't want the vegetables. All I want is the juice. Because the reason I'm just getting the juice is I'm going to see if I've got enough salt and pepper. Now, potatoes don't have a lot of flavor. So as long as I got good flavor in there now, I know it's going to be right. So I'm going to taste it. Oh my gosh, y'all, this is so good. I could just drink that juice. All right, I'm going to put the top back on it. And I've got it on about, well, it's sitting on 5 right now. Since I put the top on, I may have to turn it down a little. And it is 10:15. And I'm going to cook this thing till we eat, about 12 o'clock. I'm going to just let it simmer, just barely move in there. The meat will get tender. And maybe in 30, 40 minutes, I'm going to put those potatoes in. And hey, we're going to be ready to dip it out and eat it for lunch. Talk to you later. I'm going to be washing dishes and trying to get this kitchen cleaned up. So anyway, I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, it's 30 minutes before we eat, so I'm fixing to put in my potatoes. You know, I told you I was going to let everything get tender, and then I'm going to put my potatoes in. And here are my potatoes, and see how I put them in the water, and this is keeping them from turning brown. So you just scoop them off and put them in, and when those get tender, hey, we're going to be ready to eat. Hey, the soup's ready. I forgot to show it to you at lunch. And because I was so hungry, I guess, but can you see in there and all the potatoes and the carrot, and the carrots and the beef. And of course, this good, great juice. It's good, y'all. And we're going to eat it with some crackers. I like to always put a little extra black pepper on mine. I don't know why, but I always do. And I'm fixing to eat this soup for supper. The family's gone home, and they ate good, and we all enjoyed it. And I made a homemade chocolate pudding to go with the meal for dessert. I guess I'll put a picture of that on Instagram. All right, we'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.